And I'm back with more East 8, Lacrimosa of Dana. We have 3 party members, Laxia, Adol, and Sahad.
Yeah.
And Big Boy's got himself a harpoon. So we gotta work our way back to the spot where Captain Barbaros is waiting. Or base camp of sorts. Still leery about fighting that guy, but... Ow!
Right there.
Ow! There we go.
Let's go.
Ugh. There we go.
Allow me.
And back to Laxia.
This food looks delicious. Yeah. Right there.
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, so that all... Guess not. Guess we're doing Adol right now. So break is breaking defense. Stun is when they don't move and you can really do a lot of fucking damage. So that's the difference between break and stun. Ow! Jerk. I'm gonna collect as much stuff as I can. Something I did not mention was the time involved with this game. Given that it's a more modern game versus the ones we've been playing, it's going to be longer to get through. So, last time I beat this, it was 80 hours of gameplay, and that was with almost near 100% completion. Not complete, but there were still some things I didn't do, but I did about as much on a stream as I could do. But to be fair, a lot of it is grinding for items and crafting skills and leveling stuff up and things like that. So, the actual gameplay or the story would be more around maybe 40 to 50 hours, probably. So half of that, which is in line with what the other games were so far. You know, Breath of Fire was about 35 hours. Final Fantasy VI was 25 to 30, so around there. My hope is that in terms of the amount of videos I do, it's gonna be less than that. There's gonna be more that I gotta do, obviously, but still, I'm not gonna show off, like, anytime I have to... because Sahad is here, I'm backtracking. But if there's some point in the game where I gotta backtrack and I don't have fast travel or something like that, I will try to cut that stuff out. I will try to cut out, you know, going around gathering parts, unless it leads to something like a new passenger or something like that. I'm gonna try and not have things missing. I don't know if I'm going to get through all of the game, though. I'm probably not going to 100% complete this, but that's par for the course for me. But yeah, I'm going to cut down stuff like I need a specific part to level up a certain sword or a certain item for characters, because that's going to be something that's going to happen. Because there's going to be a lot of that.
This food looks delicious.
But again, I will do my best to keep the integrity of the game and the story involved. If I end up getting to a spot where I know I've gotten a character by accident, I will make damn sure that I don't keep that and just reload a save and put that part. This is to cut out any excess episodes and You know, things where I don't make any progress, stuff like that. I hope that makes perfect sense, because we're now in the point of the game where you go and you do stuff, and you find stuff, and you fight stuff, and you do that stuff, you know. But we're back, and it took about 5 minutes, which is good. Nice.
Adol.
You're back. Who might this be? You're the captain of the Lombardia. Oh. So sorry for the... Wasn't your fault. Huh? Judging by the weather, that was no ordinary sinking. I'm pretty sure those weird-looking tentacles are why it happened. Huh? What we should be worrying about is who those tentacles belong to. I really hope it's not the legendary Kraken. Anyway, I guess we can chalk this up to bad luck. I may be a fisherman. Just a fisherman, but that means we gotta stick together. Thank you, Sahad.
I hope this means more castaways are gonna start showing up.
Yay!
Oh?
Mr. Punchface is back.
Who might you be?
I ran across him while I was searching this area.
Adol knew.
Hey, Adol! Looks like our bad luck hasn't quite run out yet. Of course I did. I'm totally fine. It's gonna take more than some giant tentacles and a sinking ship to kill me. After the attack, I grabbed hold of some floating debris and rode the current till I washed up here. I swear, this stuff only happens when I'm with you. Never a dull moment when you're... Still, that was pretty bad. Even for us.
How can they be so cavalier?
I guess that's what makes those two adventurers.
I don't know what your deal is, but I can already tell I'm gonna like you both.
Nice.
We've been through a lot today. Let's compare our information so we can plan our next course of As you can see, we now have the makings of a base camp in place, thanks to Dope. The sun is already beginning to set. Let's rest up here for...
All right. Are you certain? Yeah. I washed up on the beach just south of here. And I definitely saw another set of footprints on the sand. You don't think it could be another Lombardia passenger? It's quite possible that several passengers have drifted onto this island. Unless the footprints weren't that big. They could have belonged to a woman or a child. Uh-oh! That's worrying. Yeah, I searched the area, but they must have already left. We should search for them at once. But it's simply too dangerous and an unfamiliar area to explore an unfamiliar area at night. I hope they're safe. Let's search for them in the morning, Mr. Christen. Something else I'm worried about is that monster that attacked you. All my life, I ain't ever seen a beast like that. Based on your account, that beast may be indigenous to this island. I can't believe something so large and aggressive could be lurking here. Sure poses a real threat to us castaways. If there are passengers on this island, we gotta get them out of here fast. Yes. We should fortify this area to better protect ourselves. I'm fine. Starting tomorrow, I'd like you to oversee the development of this base. Sure thing. What do you want me to do? We need to build this base so the castaways have a place to be safe until we escape. We obviously need to shelter for inclement weather, But we also need a place where we can store food. Eventually, we'll need a facility we can construct the ship to use it as an escape. Oh, you're serious about this? Sounds like this base will become Castaway Village. Indeed. I feel like you're the perfect man for the job. I'll assist you in any way I can. Just leave it to me. I can't wait to get started. Adol, I'd like to have you continue drafting the map while you're on the search for other passengers. Perhaps tomorrow you can expand the scope of your search. Still, knowing monsters roam this island, adventurer or not, I must admit that I fear for your safety. Much as I'd like to join you, I got things to do here. In that case, I'll go with them. That beast might have gotten the jump on me, but I'm a good tracker, and I'm pretty damn strong, too. I see. Then please accompany Adol. And what about you? Are you going with Adol, too? Yes, I will. Welcome aboard. Blah. Ugh. I think we should have some rest. We have a long day ahead of us tomorrow and plenty to do. Thank you. I'm just checking the time. Chapter 1. Finished. Come on. Back to the barn, everyone. Yes, yes, you're such good boys. Adol hears a girl's voice she doesn't recognize. Is this a dream? What's the matter, Dana? Father? People are coming to the valley. Another vision, then. Yes. It was crisp and clear. I think they'll be here tomorrow morning. Dana, are you? I'm okay. I personally decided to do this. You don't have to worry about me. I'm fine. I understand. Still, I wonder who they are. They didn't look like people I know. They were wearing robes and riding what we'd call beasts. They're probably not merchants either. They never come during the rainy season. I wonder what she saw. The Temple of the Great Tree? The hollowed ground beneath the Great Tree of Origin, where life resides. Then Dana is... Yes, your daughter has been blessed with overflowing essence. We've come to escort her to the temple. But this is so sudden. Yes, we understand that. However, as you're aware, your daughter has been chosen by the Oracle. I know. Can't refuse. Father, I've decided. Those visions that I saw are coming afterwards, right? But... Would have been easier to read if my eyes and stuff weren't stuffed up for some reason. But Chapter 2, The Castaway Banquet. I slept on a hammock, yay. Good morning. Huh? Why do you look so tired? I had a weird dream. weird dream? I guess even adventurers get the weird nightmare. Anyway, we're supposed to search for more castaways, remember? You mean right now? Before we go, there's something I'd like to show you, Mr. Christen. While I was out for a walk this morning, I found a crash that had washed ashore. Inside it, I found some clothes that looked about your size. They're well made and look appropriate for exploratory excursions. Please, come this way. Can't be Adol without a red outfit. Haha! Nice. Well, what do you think? These clothes are certainly more durable than a sailor's uniform. Please don't get the wrong idea. Given the circumstance, I merely thought we should grab what we should find. Anyway, I still haven't had breakfast this morning. Alright, I still haven't seen Sahad this morning. See, I'm having trouble reading it slightly. Let's begin our search. Changing costumes. So that's a nice little mechanic you can do, is change your costume. So you can switch it to the sailor's uniform if you choose. You can also get DLC outfits if you want. But yeah, this is our Castaway Village for the rest of the game. Oh. It's Adol and the little lady. Where'd you get the getup? Yeah, looks like it was tailor-made for you. I mean, your sailor uniform was alright, but this looks like something an adventurer would wear. Anyway, what are you two doing here? Sahad and I were feeling pretty hungry, so we showed up here. I got breakfast and took a dump afterwards, and I'm antsy. God! Excuse me? Would it kill you to show a modicum of modesty like a proper adult? What's the matter? Feeling hungry too? Sounds like you got a healthy appetite. How dare you! This was definitely not me. Mr. Christen, apologize at once for making that noise. I'll be more careful. It's good, as long as you understand. Anyway, we'll fall behind if we just stand around on empty stomachs. Well, got a little heavy lifting to do, but I'll see about that food situation first. Say, you're a fisherman, right? Think you can get us some fish? What are you who the hell do you think you're talking to? I just gotta get the tools first. Well, that settles it. Why don't you head to the beach and get some breakfast? In the meantime, I'll have a fire ready. Must I really go too? I've never caught a fish before. I'll just teach you how to cast a line. Remember, if you want to eat, you gotta fish. Very well, then. Oh, yeah, one more thing. Prepared facilities in the village to help you out. Facilities? So we got a smithy, we've got a merchant's area. Apothecary. Well, I've got basic facilities, I just got nobody to use them. Still, why don't you check them out before you leave? Well, we gotta get some fish first. I already told you I didn't make that noise! So yeah, it's time to fish. Good thing we've done Breath of Fire fishing before. This is going to be a little more annoying because it's a button mash as opposed to a more subdued style of game. So I'm probably not going to fish as much, but I still could. I've caught the biggest fish in this game before, but anyway.
Allow me.
Let's go.
So everybody can fish. And it doesn't really change what happens if you choose, like, Laxia or Adol over Sahad, I don't think. At least as far as I know. Oh, with waves this calm, this is a perfect fishing spot. Where do we start? Typically, you start in a spot where there's lots of fish, like over there. Isn't spotting fish easier said than done? Nah, well, there's lots of fish swimming on this island. We don't gotta look too hard to find them. So yeah, basically there's gonna be a lot of like fishing holes everywhere. There's water, and there's a lot of water. So I will be stopping to fish quite a lot on my journey. If you ever want fish, keep your eyes peeled. One more thing, you can't fish without bait. Just do a little bit and I'll just have it done. Anyway, experience is the best teacher. Come on, let's go fishing. Fishing, fishing.
All right. There.
So it's got the circle.
I got one. This is pretty good.
So yeah, it's a big old button mash. Ugh, I got a bite! Huh? It's stronger than I expected. I did it! I was surprised I got one. Not bad, you're pretty good. I think you got potential. Well, I can't explain what came over me, but it was enjoyable. You can keep these rods. Use them whenever you get the fishing itch. Also, it'd be really helpful if you guys would record everything you catch. Especially if you're crying for some craving for some grilled fish. Okay, so that's just gonna save the log. Looks like we got enough. Alright, let's go. So yeah, as you said, you can it's mostly just to get different dialogue from the characters as opposed to changing the... That's one thing I kind of wish would have happened. Like, Sahad would have been better overall at, like, tracking fish and catching them and would break lines less, and then maybe Laxia would be faster at, like, the actual button mashing stuff. But they didn't go that far. But I guess it's fine. Captain Barbaros went for a walk first thing this morning. I guess I can have a spare breakfast ready for when he comes back. How about you do me a favor and catch some fish? You should also check out the facilities. These look like supplies for building medicine. We should have basic field items with us. That might be a good idea to supply medicine, especially given how dumb I am at avoiding damage. Well, Mr. Christen, do you have a bottle on hand? Perhaps we can use that. Oh, good idea. Let's be careful of any empty bottles we find. They're valuable. And you do not get many of them. You get maybe 5 to 10 of them. Okay.
Switch.
Okay. This looks like Dogi's storing all the village goods. There's a note here. Warehouse rules. The materials in the warehouse belong to everyone. Help yourselves to everything you need, but don't forget to put something in of equal value. Reminds me of a trade system. Well, good thing we got this handy. So, item exchange. This is the big deal. So, this is pretty much the big thing of the game here. You're going to be collecting a lot of items, and you're going to need a lot of specific items to improve the village, or to get some items for quests, get some weapons later on, stuff like that. Huh? A hammer and a rusty anvil? What's this for? True. We might be able to do some minor upgrades of our weapons. Oh, I get it. Might be helpful. At least we'll maintain our weapons with some materials. Oh, that reminds me, I found this on the shore. Well, this might come in handy. You should try it out. I believe we've finished everything we needed of us. Let's go get to Dogi. The fire might be ready now. So yeah, everybody gets a... So you get a couple of different levels of swords. You get new swords, and you can level up the swords. There's a couple of interesting things you can do, but you basically want to keep this upgraded as quickly as possible. Okay, so we got level 2. And eventually you'll get that made into armor. So everybody gets at least level 2. Mostly it's improving the sword into something else. You don't really get new equipment, you just upgrade what you have. Armor is a different story. You will get new armor and accessories as you go. But mostly it's gated off based on progression. Well, what do you think of the facilities? You mean it? Then I'm glad I set it up. How'd the fishing go? See for yourself. Not bad. I'll have these made right away. Well, how should I prepare them? Well, we ain't got much to work with. We'll just have to use the natural flavors of the fish. In that case, how about some fish soup? As for cooking utensils, I'll just have to make do with what I've got and find that. Make sure you, chuck the bones. We can make that into a hearty broth. Oh, great idea. Do you know how to cook too? I'm decent-ish, I guess. Oh, I see. You don't know how to cook? Well, that's surprising. Sorry, I'm just used to other people preparing my meals. This is a good opportunity. The recipe's pretty simple. Anyone can do it. Why not test out your cooking? Considerate of you. Thank you. So you get recipes for soup, and these are, heals and buffs, pretty much. Oh, I'm stuffed. What'd you think? Your belly full? Yes, thank you. Sahad going... I was wondering how we'd fend for ourselves, but it looks like it won't be an issue. Now then, Mr. Christen, we should begin our search for other survivors. Oh, yeah, that's right. You better get a move on. But before you head out, you should speak with Captain Barbaros. Good idea. He just came back, so I know he's around somewhere. Sorry, I can't be more specific. So yeah, we've got all the basic necessities we need.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning! Morning!
You are an asshole! I hate that bird.
Huh? That bird just talk at us?
It appears to be some sort of parrot.
It does. Though, I suspect it's mostly afraid of people. Having lived its own entire life on a deserted island, I thought he could be more useful if I taught him some simple words to use. I see. It's pretty smart for a bird. Indeed, he does do basic greetings, so I suspect he's made of good stock. He needs a name, though. Speaking of words, my daughter started taking one of her own. Oh, that's sweet. Wait, what? Do you have a daughter? Of course I do. And let me tell you something, little lady. My wife, she's as much a beauty as you are. Really? For some reason, I'm very curious to meet her. Well, we get out of here alive, you can all meet my family. Not many of his people come to visit, but it'll be a real treat for them. I'll keep that in mind. You got any little ones, Captain? Yes, actually. A young daughter, much like you. Well, I'll be darned! Sounds like we got one hell of a good reason to get out of here alive. Indeed we do. By the way, Adol, there's something I'd like to share with you before you go. We'll be needing a lot of materials to finish building this Castaway Village, but Dogi and I need to gather all of our materials on our own, or won't be able to do that. So that's why I'd like you to gather materials as you explore. That shouldn't be a problem. Materials for building a village, huh? Like wood and stone? Actually, it'll vary depending on what we need to build. So I've come up with this board system. That way people will get what they need. If you ever have something specific, you can just write it down on this board. We should check the bulletin board whenever we leave the village, then. So this is our quest system. Usually it's to fight something, to find something, or to get a specific material and bring it back. Some of these are easy to do, some of them are very hard to do. Some of them have a time limit on them, so if they're very short notice, you want to get those done ASAP. That's all for now. Please continue your search for more castaways. I'm counting on you. Alright. So that's a good enough place to save, I think. So we've set up Castaway Village! Hooray! So that'll do it for me. And we'll get to VIII some other time. Thank you guys so much for watching.